All right, this is cause number 23, DCCR 1542, and sir, you Augusta Simon?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Simon was previously in court and entered a plea of guilty to the first-degree felony offense of murder. The agreement was for a cap of 40 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections.
Right from the start, this case is heavy. A guilty plea to murder. No trial. No debate about what happened. And when someone pleads guilty in a case like this, it usually means the evidence is overwhelming, but also that the family never gets full answers.
Before we got to the parking lot, that's when someone was walking towards us. And once he was walking towards us, no conversation, no nothing, it was just shots fired.
Okay, now let's stop and explain that more for the judge. Were you paying attention to Leroy?
Right.
Was he paying attention to you?
Right.
Wasn't having a word with anybody?
No.
And there were people walking kind of both ways?
Right.
Somebody walks up to him and started shooting?
Correct.
Shot him?
Correct.
Not shooting at anybody else?
Nothing.
Not a random mistake? Right?
Right.
Wasn't just shooting into the crowd?
Directly at me.
How close was he to him when he first shot?
Like inches.
So,
Like
point
I
blank
extend my
range.
arm, right? Right.
He was this close.
Right.
Did he say anything to him?
No, sir.
Did he just raised the gun and shot?
Right.
Anything? What did you do?
I froze.
Were you in shock?
Very.
Did, this was unexpected.
Very.
Did it look like Leroy expected or recognized this person?
Not at all.
Anything unusual happened when he shot him, other than the shooting itself?
No, sir.
Was he looking at Leroy Smith?
Yes, sir.
Did he say anything to him as he shot him or after he shot him?
No, sir.
Did he ever look at you?
Yes, sir.
When did he look at you?
While shooting.
So
Me and Leroy were side by side.
how close were you to him? I mean, were y'all shoulder to
Shoulder
shoulder?
to shoulder.
And he walks up and just immediately shoots the guy standing just a couple of feet from you.
Correct.
And then as he shoots, did Leroy fall immediately?
After the last couple of shots, he immediately fell.
So when was Mr. Simon looking at you?
While shooting him. It was, while doing it, he was looking at both of us. But it was like, once he fell, it was like he was just looking at me. 'Cause I was the last to see.
What kind of look did he have on his face?
It's like a staring eyes.
Was it like did you feel threatened by him looking you in the eyes as he's shooting Leroy Smith?
Well, of course, yeah, I was scared.
And in fact, you're a little afraid to be here to testify today, aren't you?
Right.
After he shot Mr. Smith, what did he do?
Took off running
Which direction?
towards the parking lot area. That's inside the parking lot.
So he ran, y'all were coming from that direction.
Right, so he turned
shoots
around and ran.
and then ran. What did you do?
After that, I ran inside to notify somebody, and by that time, that's when the
What stands out here isn't just the violence. It's how sudden and deliberate it was. No argument. No warning. Just a man walking up and firing point blank. That stare the witness describes, that's the moment that chills me. Because that's not fear. That's control.
Is that correct?
That's correct, I am.
Yes, ma'am, you are. Would you describe for the court Leroy's personality?
So no, Mr. Loving, he was good kid growing up. We was both kids. I had Leroy when I was 13 years old. He was a good father, good friend, good brother. He's my oldest child, my firstborn. He was the type of person that even if you was to have any kind of conflict with him to fight, he would walk away from the fight. He would resolve the fight with no fight. That's not who he was. He was loving. He was kind. He was just a good all-around person.
Was he a gentle soul?
He was a gentle soul.
Who wasn't combative? He didn't fight? Didn't fist fight? He didn't argue?
He might have argued you know, but we're not all perfect. I mean, he probably would have argued with you, but he would have never started a conflict. It might have been an argument over something y'all might disagree with, but it would have never been a fight behind the argument.
You couldn't see him putting hands on somebody for just what they said.
No. That's not a record that's gonna say he's even fought, you know, he hasn't. He doesn't have fights, he doesn't physically have altercations like that. You know, people walk away from an altercation before he would fight somebody.
What was his family life like at the time that he passed?
He's the father of 6 children. He was in school and he worked. He had his own business, a small business, a pressure washing business. So his family life was home with his kids and his children and out with his friends. You know, that's it.
And he was 29 years old?
No, my son was 30.
He was 30.
He was on his way to be 31.
Did he do everything he could to provide for his kids and take care of them?
He did.
And he worked at pressure washing. So
Yes, and he worked in the plant too because he was going to school to be an engineer
where was he going to school at?
in Lamar.
How has his death impacted you?
I'm tormented. That was my son, my firstborn child. I have to hold everything together with even grief. Grief never go away. Grief only get lighter. It's heavy. But my children took it very hard. That was their big brother. His children, I have them all the time. They suffer even with nightmares. About their dad being gone. They don't understand. It's not easy when you lose a child. It's very hard. He wasn't ready. He loved life. I just feel like his life was cut so short for no reason. He loved life. I can't even see him in agreement with the fact that he's gone, we can't help it. When we gone, we gone. But I just know that he wanted to live. He didn't want to die. And that's what hurt the most. That he wanted to raise his children. He wanted to be a good father. He was a good son too. He called me every day and asked me how I was doing. We had a really good relationship.
This is a part people skip, and they shouldn't. Leroy Smith wasn't just a victim. He was a father of 6, a business owner, a student, a son who called his mom every day. When courts talk about impact, this is what they mean. One decision erased decades of life and created lifelong grief.
It's not big brother.
How was your relationship with him?
Everything. Everything. That was my big brother. I watched him do everything first. I watched him graduate first. I watched him go to college. I watched him do everything first. So that was my motivation.
Did he give you a good example?
Yes,
of the way he lived his life?
Yes, he did.
Did you try to emulate the things that he did?
Yes.
How has this affected you and your family?
It has affected us mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. He is not here. My brother is not going to come back. And at the end of the day, when you're going through something like this, it's not a time limit. We grieve every single day. It don't matter how long ago it feel like it just happened to somebody else. It seems like it just happened to us. And when you grow up with somebody every day in your life, like a sibling relationship, that's one of the most greatest relationships. Our parents kind of joined us a little too late, but when you grow up with somebody every single day in your life, and they just took it, it's not right. So yes, it has a tremendous impact on us. And I'm an officer for the state of Texas too. And my brother, he wasn't there to be able to watch me walk across that state to become a sergeant for the state of Texas. You know what I'm saying? What's done is done. But
Is there anything else you'd like the judge to know about your brother?
He was an amazing person. He loved his family. He loved his kids. Yeah. He got 6 kids that's here by himself. He was the #1 provider for them. My brother had a pressure washer business and he was in school. He had a whole life to live. He still has so much greatness to do in this world. Ain't nobody God. You're not God to determine whether you're going to give somebody life or take life away from them. His journey and his path that God still had over his life, it was cut short. So no, he's not here to finish the work that he still.
This testimony hits differently because this isn't just grief, it's a future stolen. A sister who watched her brother become her example, her motivation, now forced to grieve every single day. Promotions, milestones, family moments, all of them permanently missing one person. This is what a single violent decision actually destroys.
Mr. Simon, be sure and speak loudly and clearly and into that microphone so everybody can hear you. Go ahead.
The police report for the record again, could you state your name?
Augusta Simon.
And make sure you speak up, Augusta, okay? Augusta, you were present or you pled guilty to this offense, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You accepted responsibility
Yes, sir.
and didn't put the state to a trial, correct?
No, sir.
During your interview, you used words like it was a mistake, that you shouldn't have done what you did. Can you explain what you mean by that it was a mistake?
I took actions and I just made a mistake, and I do apologize to the family for what I did. And I wish things would have turned out different. I do sincerely apologize.
Well, you had a gun, right?
Yes, sir.
You had been drinking, as reported in your PSI report, and also smoking marijuana. Think it was the best decision that you made in order to carry a firearm when you were partying?
It's the worst decision I've ever made.
And now you realize what your actions did in reference to what happened to Mr. Smith's family. 6 kids, loving family, sister, her mom. What do you have to say to that?
I just really want y'all to know that I apologize. I really do apologize. Y'all might not feel that I'm coming from a place from my heart and I'm sincere, but I really do apologize. I made a mistake, and I asked for y'all forgiveness. I've asked.
When defendants apologize, I always listen closely, not just to what they say, but how they say it. Calling this a mistake feels smaller than the damage done, because mistakes are accidents. This was a choice made with a gun in hand.
When you use that word, I think of a mistake, I think of I went to get a haircut, and I parked, and there was a brick planter, and I parked outside of this planter, and there was a car parked up there, and they went to back out, and I thought, surely they'll see my truck. It's tall, it's way over what they're gonna be able to, they can't miss it. 17-year-old kid backs out of that spot directly into my truck. That's what I think of when I think of a mistake. A mistake is not pulling out a gun, shooting an unarmed man who hasn't said or done anything to provoke you. That's not a mistake. That's murder. Those words start with M, but they're completely different things.
The prosecutor says something critical here. Words matter. Parking wrong is a mistake. Murder isn't. That distinction matters in law and in morality, because language can soften accountability if we let it.
When they tell you to get out of your bunk so they can search it, and you tell them, I'm too comfortable to move, I'll search my bunk for you. Is that you just being convenient? Is that you being helpful?
No, sir.
No, it's not. When they tell you to not use the microwave, not use the phone, if you want to do it, you're going to do it no matter what they say, aren't you?
No, sir.
You sure?
Positive.
March 11, 2025. Not following oral directives to remain on their bunks. Simon began arguing with me and said he was not going to rack up and that he was going to continue to use the phone and microwave. I told him the day room is closed. He continued to argue. So I told him that he was going to continue to be disruptive, that he was going to have to get out of the door. He said to send him out. You don't care if you get written up. You don't care if you follow the directives. You're going to do what you want to do, aren't you?
I asked to get sent out because it was a problem in the dorm that didn't have nothing to do with me. Two other people was getting into it and they tried to punch the whole dorm for a single person. That's why I asked to be removed from the dorm.
Okay. What about when you want to go to commissary and they don't want you in commissary for being disruptive?
It was no good reason for them not to send me to commissary.
Bitch, I'm not going nowhere until you send me outside or call the lieutenant. This dumbass bitch stopped me from going to commissary.
I don't remember those comments.
Well, the guard did because they wrote it down in your report.
They can write anything down in the report.
Right. So they're making this up. You didn't say that.
I don't remember. I don't even know I don't even know what you're talking about.
February 26, 2025. January 31st, 2025. Don't care about no damn write-up. I don't care. Walked out of the dorm. You're going to do what you want to do. You don't have any respect for authority or property or hurting other people at all, do you?
I do.
Then why does your conduct disagree with that?
Like I said earlier, I have a problem with my anger. I can't always control my anger, and sometimes my anger just gets the best of me.
Pretty often and undeservedly, right?
What sealed this sentence for me wasn't just a shooting. It was everything after. Jail behavior matters. Respect for rules matters. Because if you can't follow basic authority after taking a life, it raises a real question. What changes? The judge didn't hold back, and honestly, she shouldn't have. 40 years doesn't bring anyone back. It doesn't raise 6 kids. It doesn't heal a mother. But it sends a message. Carrying a gun doesn't make you powerful. It makes consequences permanent.